Thank you. So, hi everyone. My name is Somaieh Amraee, and it's my pleasure to share with you our work on vision-driven behavior analysis in autism. Today, I'm going to talk about challenges and opportunities and future direction in this research field. I'm a postdoc researcher at Northeastern University, and my current research focuses on healthcare application of computer vision, particularly in autism behavior analysis. Let's start with a quick introduction of autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. ASD is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects 1 in 36 children and usually comes with challenging behaviors, or CB, or aggressive behavior, including self-injury, tantrums, meltdowns, property destruction, and aggression toward others. Families usually report that aggressive behavior, in addition to its natural risk, increases their stress and make them isolated from the society because they fear putting their children with autism into an environment that may result in an unexpected aggressive behavior toward themselves or toward other people. So early detection and personalized intervention during episodes of aggression can reduce stress for families and caregivers and enable primitive action to mitigate risk as much as possible. Here we see the operational definition of aggressive behavior, especially those that we usually target in our studies. They include aggression toward others, self-injury behaviors, and emotional dysregulations. So the question is that how can AI classify these behaviors and predict them before the onset time, before they start, to reduce the risk as much as possible? Generally, AI solution for challenging behavior monitoring are divided into two main categories. The first solution is based on wearable biosensing and machine learning techniques, which is a great solution because wearable biosensors provides real-time and quantitative physiological data about our body. They collect information such as heart rate, skin conductance, and motion informations. So they enable long-term data collection in natural settings like home, school, and in indoor and outdoor environments. But they also have their own limitation. Children with sensory sensitivities, like what we usually see in children with autism, may reject or removed wearable sensors because they cannot tolerate any physical attachment to their body, and they are not comfortable with physical devices. For example, in a recent study that have been done by our collaborator, they have reported that among 86 participants initially enrolled in this study, 8 individuals, around 10%, were excluded because they could not wear the physiological wearable biosensor. So what can we do for this population? And what AI can do for this population? Should we easily ignore them and exclude them from all behavioral study? Of course not. We need to find a solution for them to include them in our behavioral studies as well. So here is the position that the second solution, which is the vision-driven behavior analysis, can be more practical and applicable. In vision-driven behavior analysis system, cameras can observe behavior without requiring the individual to wear or carry any devices. So it is ideal for sensory sensitive population, like individuals with autism. Even a simple RGB camera can capture rich behavioral information such as body posture, facial expressions, gestures, social interactions that are very important in autism behavior analysis. But they have their own limitations that today I'm going to talk about the challenges and opportunities that we see in this kind of solution. Generally, a computer vision system or a vision-driven behavior analysis system includes some key elements. The first one, which is our focus today, is a multi-object tracking, or MOT. And the other elements include, pose estimation stage, action recognition, and finally, behavior classification. So let's see the recent vision-based ASD studies, which are great works. They are impactful with promising results, but a major problem here is that most existing methods focus on like a simpler computer vision task, such as face detection, eye tracking, hand tracking, and etc. Rather than, full body tracking of multiple individuals, what we usually look for in vision-based systems that are based on multiple object tracking. So let's quickly review a case study, an evaluation of multiple object tracking methods in a clinical data set related to autism. So what is multiple object tracking, and why we care about multiple object tracking? It is a core computer vision task for tracking multiple individuals in a video. So it is a critical part for different applications, surveillance systems, robotics, autonomous driving, etc. The key requirement in a reliable MOT method is maintaining consistent ID numbers across video frames. We want to assign a unique ID number to each person because we want to analyze their behavior throughout the video. And it is important to keep the ID number unique and constant. If we generate our monitoring system based on multiple object tracking, we will be able to analyze full body movements of all individuals in the video, including the participant with autism, rather than being limited to a single individual or a partial body observation, like what we see in most of recent studies. So there are some key challenges in multi-object tracking, or a branch of that, multi-person tracking, when we focus on tracking people, and we usually ignore other moving objects in the video. One challenge is related, as we see in this example, in this figure, is related to occlusion. When a person is blocked by the other person or by the environment, it is hard to keep the ID number constant after it reappear, actually. The other challenge is similar looking individuals that I'm going to talk about that later. When people are wearing uniform, it is hard to distinguish them from each other. And in in multiple camera environment, we also have some challenges with cross-camera re-identification. In this case, we want not only to maintain consistent ID number throughout the video for each person, we want to have that unique ID number across cameras in different views. and that can be very challenging in some complex scenarios, like in autism behavior analysis. So at the first step, we collected to evaluate existing MOT methods. We have collected a clinical data set that was related to autism behavior analysis. We collected a small subset of a larger data set collected in a multi-camera clinical setting involving individuals with autism. The data set were recorded from functional behavior analysis sessions where each participant engaged in 10-minute functional behavior analysis sessions. We extracted 8 video clips from that large data set, showcasing a variety of challenging scenarios, such as high occlusion rate, complex poses, aggressive behavior, like you see in some snapshots of our data set here. And each video clips highlights a different challenge, like complex poses, high rate of occlusion, uniform similarity, and so on. To evaluate the state-of-the-art MOT method, we applied 6 different algorithms, including BiTrack, motor, deep sort, etc. And we also use, a standard evaluation metric set, such as multiple object tracking, MOTA, IDF1, and ID switch error, or IDS. We evaluated the methods on 4 different data sets: our clinical video set, BAV-ASD, and the 3 publicly available data set, including MOT-17, MOT-20, and dance drag. Our finding revealed that tracking performance in clinical environment is significantly more challenging than in other data sets. Even the best performing algorithm BiTrack in our study struggled to handle complex scenarios in autism behavior analysis. So these results demonstrates the necessity of providing customized tracking method for this specific situation. This table also highlights how tracking metrics such as MOTA, IDF1, and other metrics are influenced by different challenges. For example, in clip 8, where the subject engaged in crawling and complex poses, the MOTA score, which reflects the detection accuracy of a tracking system, was 40.3, the lowest rate. And that highlights the difficulty of detecting non-standard positions and movement that tracking models have been trained on them. Now let's talk about challenges and opportunities that the challenges that we have dealing with during our study, and the great opportunities that we see in this research domain. So one of the main challenges is that non-standard body poses like lying down, curling up, or leaning confuse pose estimators and body part detections, which are typically trained on upright standard subjects. The other challenge is that individuals in videos often move unpredictably due to emotional distress, especially in aggressive scenarios, which limits the effectiveness of conventional motion prediction models used in tracking. The other challenge is that fixed angle cameras often miss parts of the room or important interaction, causing blind spots and making it difficult to maintain consistent ID assignment over time. Frequent occlusion also was the other challenges. Occlusion from other people or the environment disturb person detection and continuity of tracking them. One of the challenges that we have been dealing with in our data set is from reflective surfaces, such as mirrors and windows, that introduce duplicate detection and confuses both object detectors and trackers. And in this case, we require, reflection-aware processing that may increase the computational costs. The other difficulty is when individuals leave and re-enter the camera frame, and that make re-identification challenging, especially when people appear from different angle or positions after returning to the camera's view. It is really hard to remember them when they leave the view and re-enter after a while, because we want to track them in as long as possible, but it is hard to remember them after they return to the view. One of the unique challenges that we faced in our clinical data set was in similar looking individuals. As I said, our data set were collected in a clinical setup where staff and patients may wear uniforms, and it is very hard to distinguish from each other. And appearance-based features are less reliable in this case, and that cause a high rate of ID switches and other tracking errors. So despite these challenges, we also see several great opportunities in this field. Vision-driven behavior analysis is non-invasive. And using cameras, we can continuously monitor patients for population who cannot tolerate wearable sensors. So it is an ideal solution for behavior monitoring in individuals with autism. An accurate MOT method generates essential reliable information for downstream tasks and enable the study of challenging behavior without requiring invasive, devices or equipments. A reliable vision-driven behavior analysis is scalable to other healthcare studies. For example, in rehabilitation, we can use the vision-driven behavior analysis or human detection and tracking to monitor the limb and body movements to track the rehabilitation process. We believe that a vision-driven behavior analysis can bridge the gap between AI and actionable clinical insights, especially when combined with other research areas like explainable AI methods. It can supports telehealth models by enabling automated tracking and behavior analysis from actually caregiver submitted videos or online tracking. Visual tracking and interpretable output can make models more transparent to clinicians and caregivers, and that can increase trust in AI-driven or AI solution in healthcare application, and increase trust in automated support tools. In conclusion, we can say that computer vision holds a strong potential to enhance healthcare by bridging the gap between unobtrusive monitoring and actionable clinical insights. Our findings highlights the limitation of existing tracking techniques in clinical setting and the necessity of a specialized method for these complex situations. Despite recent advances in multiple object tracking methods and generally in computer vision tasks, advancing the reliable and robust vision-driven monitoring in healthcare remains a critical area for future research. So thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Fantastic. So I'll try to summarize one of the questions that came right before you started talking about computer vision opportunities in ASD. And to summarize the question, it's about how is when you are looking at these various behaviors, I'm assuming that there is no distinction between this is an autistic behavior and this is just plain old aggressive behavior. Is it that you're just trying to look at what the behaviors are and then kind of synthesize those into the overall research around, is this autistic behavior or is this just normal, say, aggressive behavior?
Yeah, great question. So some behaviors are, I believe that they are unique and most related to autistic behavior. Like we usually see self-injury behaviors in individuals with autism that we usually don't see in other typical aggressive behavior. But our research focus is, to detect and classify behaviors, and the ultimate goal is to predict them before the onset of the behavior to mitigate the risk, actually. So, of course, some behaviors are common in other, disorders or even in typical people, but some of them are more specific in autism research. And our goal is to detect them, classify them, and finally predict them using like some clues from videos. That is our ultimate goal here. And set an alarm to family and caregivers.